Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Friday, at least for another minute or so when I'm recording this. Sorry to be late, but it's time for another topic of the week. And you may have noticed this one's a little different. It's not me looking at the camera because this is a very special episode of Topic of the Week. So let's start, of course, with the normal preamble. Thank you to everybody who submitted for last week's topic. We had a lot of great responses, and they will all be linked, as usual, in the description of that video, which will be linked down below. So you can go there and watch all those great responses. But with that preamble out of the way quickly this time, let's turn to the new one. This week's topic of the week, and this is a big one. As I said, a very special episode. So what we've got here is we are starting a community project, Warhammer: The Budget of Sigmar. So this week, full credit to Ashicus the Muse, who reached out to me and said, hey, I think it'd be neat if we started kind of like a Tale of Painters sort of project. And he laid out some rules. But the basic idea is to have a community-driven project where we all set a limited dollar amount and collect an army over several months on a budget to put together some new forces in the Age of Sigmar. And I love this idea because I love community projects. I love Tale of Painters. I thought this was just a fantastic idea. So, here we go. Let's jump on in. Rules of the road. Okay, so what are the rules of this project? Well, what are we doing in general? So, as a community, if you want to participate, what we're going to be doing is over the next several months, everybody who wants to participate can. It's completely voluntary, of course. And what we're going to do is everybody who decides to participate, each budgeteer, as we're calling them, has a budget of $50 USD per month. And we're going to go ahead and for our Australians, we're going to up that to $70 Australian, since that's about the correct currency conversion rate. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get much of anything. And so this is the maximum that anybody can spend per month. Any money you don't spend is lost. So there's no carryover. And your paints and other basic tools like your sculpting knife or stuff like that are not included in this cost. But any green stuff or bits, things that are put onto the model, have to be captured in the cost. So you can spend no more than $50 per month, and anything you don't spend is lost for that month. GW models only, no going out and getting, alternate cheaper knockoffs or anything like that. For this particular challenge, we're going to stick to Games Workshop models. And now I have nothing against other companies' models. I own a lot of them. But for the purpose of this challenge, to keep everybody on even footing, we're going to stick with Games Workshop models. Though you can, if you're smart or particularly crafty, I'll say, you can search eBay and Bitsbarn or Bartertown or anything like that and get this stuff cheaper. That's perfectly okay. So you are allowed to, shall we say, economize your purchases as best as possible. And of course, most importantly here for this page, all models that you get in any given month have to be painted and based before any other models can be bought. So if you score some big crazy deal and you bury yourself under a tidal wave of models, you better get them all painted. Otherwise, you're going to lose future months' contributions of budgets. Because if another month elapses and you don't buy anything, well, that money's gone. All right, some more rules. Each budgeteer can either keep a video diary of progress so that it can be followed, or can post their progress on the PMP Google Plus community. And in fact, I would actually say I want everybody who is participating in this, if you're not already a member of the PMP Google Plus community, we would love to have you. That is the Painters Motivating Painters, and it's perfectly set up for this. We will be adding a new tab to that community specifically for the budget of Sigmar, so that all of you can post in that community and tag it appropriately to the project. And everybody will be able to see and share and comment on everyone's progress. And that is, to me, the coolest part of this, is not only collecting it, which is, of course, fun, and painting it, which everybody knows I love, but also then sharing it out with the community, and all of us get to see and be inspired by everyone's great work. So each budgeteer collects at least 30 models and a total of 100 wounds before you can call your project complete. So both of those things must be satisfied. At least 30 models and at least 100 wounds. to get to done. Of course, you're free to go above that, but that is the minimum. The time frame for this project will be 6 months, starting this month. So October, November, December, January, February, March. That is the time frame. At the end of the project, of course, then we'll have some community votes for various categories. So I've got best conversions, best theme, etc. And this is a place where I would love some more feedback. What do we want to see on categories? I think there's a lot of great potential things out there that we could do. And what I really want to do at the end of this, and I want to make this a big deal, is to recognize all the great work of all the budgeteers who participate in this community building project, because I think that sounds cool. So tell me what other categories you want to see. Post it down below. All right, next up, some FAQs. So what if I want a model that's more than $50? You know, you got your eye on some big special thing, Scarbrand the Bloodthirster. Well, then it's time to go hunting. Search eBay, Bartertown, find an older, cheaper version. As long as it's Games Workshop, it's legit. But part of the challenge of this project is to do this on the cheap. That's the idea. This is the hard limit. If you want to build something more expensive, then you got to find a cheaper way to do it. That means converting it out of other things or finding it on an auction or whatever the case. What if you have some existing figs or bits you want to use? That's okay, as long as you can accurately capture the cost of that thing and it counts against your budget as normal. You don't get any bits or figs for free. So if you've got something and you spent money on it and it's sitting there on your shelf, that's okay. So, you know, you bought a box of some flagellants or however you want to say the word, you know, from Games Workshop last month, and you really want to build out an Empire Force, that's okay, because you know what you spent for those. They can just count against your budget for that month. That's perfectly fine. What about shipping and tax? For the sake of equality, we're not counting that. It's the retail cost of the model. So you don't, and the reason we do this is because some people can go to their game store next door. Some people live in areas where they can only pay shipping, and often it can be really expensive. So that's really unfair to them to make them count that. I wouldn't make the people who can drive to their local game store count their gas. So it's only the model itself and the green stuff, the bits, you know, what goes on the model. Okay. And finally, what is the PMP? So as I mentioned previously, that is the Painters Motivating Painters Google Plus community. There's going to be a link down below. So if you're not in there, click that link. It'll allow you to request to join up. It's a great positive community completely dedicated to the hobby, to painting, and it's a place of constructive feedback where we all really try to motivate each other. Every month you make a pledge of what you're going to complete, and then you try to complete that pledge, and you can get feedback. There's a lot of tutorials. It's a fabulous community, and I really love all the members of it and love all the work that everybody does each month. And if you have any questions, you want to see what people have done in the past, not only can you scan the community, but if you look on my channel, you'll see the PMP end of month reviews, and those are very long videos. At the end of every month, we go through all of the work that's done by the community and talk about what's great about it and what maybe offer some constructive feedback and things like that. So people who are participating, please do request to join. We'd love to see you there. And also everybody who wants to, please make videos, you know, charting your progress. I think that would be awesome. I'd love to see more videos get out there because, hey, I am always looking for more content. So that's the project, the budget of Sigmar. This will be 6 months. Every month, I'm going to dedicate one topic of the week to some progress and to looking through what people have done and finished and are pledging to do and so on and so forth. So, and I'll have links in, you know, to all of those videos that people put out over the month, things like that. So from this point forward, at least once a month, you're going to see a topic of the week dedicated to the budget of Sigmar. So you can always check in and see what's going on and get links out to all the videos and to all the pictures and great work people do. If you have questions like this strange man who's either seems to be pooping a question mark, you can, of course, leave them down below. I am happy to answer any questions. I am very excited, like I said, about this. Again, special thanks to Ashicus the Muse, who suggested this project, and I really love the idea. I love the old Tale of Painters, as I said, and I think this is a wonderful community building project. And hey, who doesn't love to have an excuse to buy more minis? I know I'm certainly excited about it. So, looking forward to it. If you're interested, please put down below that you want to participate. And if you haven't joined the community for PMP, like I said, you'll also find the link for that down there. So go ahead and click on that and request to join, and we'll get you in. And hey, the game is afoot. See you next time.